What is he? What is he saying wrong?
He opens his mouth.
Uh,
Nothing of substance comes out.
is it just because he's a Republican?
He's just stupid. He was stupid when he was playing football.
Oh, now y'all loved him as a cowboy.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't. He
oh,
was the one cowboy that I did not cheer for.
oh
What thing
my
of substance has
God!
he spoken on though? That is true.
Huh?
What thing of substance has he
I'm
spoken
asking.
I'm telling none. No, I
on?
don't
You know
even
of
see how.
anything that's of substance that he spoke on?
I only pay attention to my local politics, as I believe you
Most
should.
people should.
Mm-hmm.
That's when y'all to get out and vote.
That's why I'm asking. Like, what has he said? What has the?
Just Google it. Just look it up.
What has? Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
Look up stuff that he has said
What?
that does not embarrass you.
Okay. All right.
Embarrass that he is so-called black. They are pitting him with black folks, and he's not black. He's in white folks. He ain't black. He ain't one of us.
He's Herschel Walker of the Dallas Cowboys. He is one of you, according to what y'all said. Herschel Walker, official website. Donate to Herschel Walker. They sending hundreds of dollars to this man. Oh, okay. General Senate runoff between Warnock and Walker has a bitter closing. Stumbles complicate final stretch of his runoff bid. He stumbles. Let's look up your stumbles, Mr. Walker. I did see a little rant of which you two were going off. And the gentleman did lay out some nice things. I do wish that all of these supporters of Roe versus Wade would really pay attention to what this shit was really about. The right to privacy. See, if you fight on the right shit, you might just win. See, doctor, patient, confidentiality. Seems like to me is what Roe versus Wade was really about. Now, whether your doctor recommends a procedure or not, or you go to your doctor for recommendations on a procedure, whether they approve or not, it would seem like, per that agreement of doctor-patient confidentiality, wherever that doctor referred you to is between you and that doctor. Now, when you show up to this place, this clinic, whatever it is, and you decide to go through a procedure or what have you, that too is a doctor or a clinician or some type of practitioner of a medical procedure, of which should also be private between you said practitioner of said medical procedure. It's not about your choice or taking your right to choose away. It never was. And what kills it even further is the fact that even the person that fought for it, hey, man, I don't want to get into it, but even the person that fought for it died and ran off of a weird ass premise of she had been raped by a black man. And she never was. This is the whole thing. She had like 3 daughters. And she was in a relationship with a lady, which she later denounces, but it's the whole thing. So, anyway, you can be mad about it, but if you look it up, it's true. What I'm telling you is true. I looked all into it because I could not understand for the life of me how a Supreme Court decision of that caliber drives such a wedge between people or genders of people. Like, I don't know. I could understand if the government was saying, hey, we're not going to pay for the clinics, or they are going to pay for the clinics, but they're just not going to pay for the procedures. I don't know. I just don't see, like, take it away, or so they say, or as if they really ever gave it to you, because it was at each state's choice to do it anyway. At least from what I remember when I was young, it was always a thing. You had a choice. You could take this pregnancy to term, or you could have a unalive situation. But anyway, I just remember that being how it was. If I'm wrong about it, please tell me. But anyway, moving forward, we have a funny way of allowing people to get away with certain shit, and it's like right in front of our faces, and then we turn around and we turn a blind eye to a lot of things. I have a lot of questions to, the term and the League of Anti-Defamation. I have a lot of questions for that. I have a lot of more questions to our own on why we sit back and allow or try to support. I don't know. We have a weird way of approaching certain situations, like the young lady in Mexico. Like, we're happy that they have only, I guess, extradited one of the 6 who returned. And I'm trying to keep up with it. I haven't really all the way, but didn't they use her cards or some shit? I don't know. But it's coming back on them. I hope justice is truly served in that situation in both countries. I really hope it is, because what happened to that young lady was horrific amongst friends. Fucked up situation. we have a lot of responsibility that we need to take for a lot of shit too. And I think if, especially in amongst ourselves, I mean, cause they talk about this shit, right? They bring this shit up a lot for black folks. Oh, you're killing each other at a 95 or a 92 to 95 percentile rate, which they can go through ranges and say it's up 1 year, down the next year, because that's how statistics run. They're in waves, right? And every other race will be killing themselves 89 to 90% of the time. And it's like our extra 3 to 5% is why they can justify. I don't even understand why people even, like, when that argument comes up, it's not looked at the other way. Like, when they say, when they bring up police brutality, and then they say, well, that's not happening to black folks as much. Okay. But it's happening to people a lot. And per the majority to minority ratio, wouldn't you expect that unarmed or armed assailants of the majority race would be targeted or hit? But here's a statistic that I want to ask about. You know, of the 95 percentile of the murdered blacks by other blacks, how many of those crimes go without someone going to jail for killing the other person? How many of those go? How many? And because when I'm asking this, because you have to say that for sure are murders, black on black crime, right? The ones that are convicted for murder, the person who did the murdering, or maybe they killed and then they killed themselves. But you know, you would have to say that, right? But how many of them go unsolved compared to other races? How many crimes happen? Just crime in general, not just murder, that go unsolved. I know there's plenty of theft goes unsolved. You just gotta hope that whatever was stolen is either returned or found. And you gotta hope that they caught the person who did the stealing. But 90, I mean, it seems like to me most of the, but I can't even say that because we don't get those percentages a lot of times. Like, how many homicides actually go not being solved in certain areas, since we bring up certain areas when it comes to our own, right? Unsolved. How many people come up missing and nobody's thinking about it? We have areas literally that are going on right now in 2022 that there are people coming up missing and they know about it and they're not saying anything. And at the same time, do you get mad about that? because they have to, when you think about it, they have to figure out how to catch some of these people, right? And what constitutes a serial killer or serial killings? But how many of them have to be, how many killings in one area have to go on before you start asking questions? But then also you have to say this, how many killings go on in one area where they have to say, they have to start asking themselves, is this a serial killer or is this just a bunch of people killing people? That's where it gets fucked up. So we have to look at our own self-inflicted ones, because we kill each other over ignorant shit. We kill each other over so much ignorant shit. I said it before. We dance to it. You know, knock a nigga's dreads off. You know, we make dances to the shit. Death worshippers. Hello, death worshippers. Howdy do. Because this is what we do. We love it. We love death. We love skating close to it. We love jumping off the diving board into it. We love everything about it. And then when that's put up in front of our face, we like to say, no. Why is it every time some shit happens to us as a people, and somebody comes along and says, this is exactly how the fuck you wanted it, everybody turn their nose up at it as if, no, that's not exactly how we, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. We could easily solve all black, at least, killing by cop. They would stop shooting us within 6 months if we all somehow had a 500,000 plus insurance policy on each one of our heads. But we should also have this too amongst ourselves with this insurance policy. If your kid killed my kid, or I kill your kid, or however many of your kids or whatever, however many people that I'm related to. So let's say I kill 5 of your family members. And I don't have 5 kids. I just got 3 kids. So you should be able to take all 3 of my kids' life insurance policies, plus mine and my spouse, if I have a spouse. If not, you should be able to take it plus mine and my mama's, or my dad's, or my brother's. I have to give you 5 of my life insurance. I promise you, but I promise you there will not be the percentages of black folks killing each other. It will come down to some really, really simple shit. He was trying to kill me, or I was trying to kill him, but it was on some legitimate shit. We were shooting at each other or something. Something like that. I don't know. But I will tell you this. Within a 6-month period, there will be no more cops killing black folks. And black folks will stop killing each other. They start going, you give every one of us a $500,000 life insurance policy. That's guaranteed. I need to figure this out because I'm gonna write down this business plan. I'm gonna figure it out too. I don't know what I'm on this shit. I promise you, within a 6-month period, whether you got 100 people or 100,000 people signed up on there, the whole government gonna recognize the shit because they gonna be like, shit, we done shot like 8 of them. And we done already had to give up all this money and they done sued us. You know? And amongst each other, if mine kill yours, I gotta give you all my money. All my life insurance money. You get theirs plus mine. Nobody wanna people and make it a mandatory that every one of us gotta sign up on it. If you don't sign up on it, this you ain't one of us type shit. And you make everybody sign up on this insurance plan. I promise you. There'll be a whole lot of shit change tomorrow. Just like stop it in a matter of a month. You tell every man in the United States of America, that's it. If you get caught raping, we're gonna cut your dick off. I guarantee you tomorrow there will be no more rape. There'll be no more rape whatsoever. They'll cut your dick off. That's what's gonna happen. But here's the kick to this too. Here's the kick to it. If you accuse somebody of rape and you lying about it, you got to serve 60 years in jail. Because I don't want them to get their titties cut off or nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to serve 60 years in jail for lying about it. I guarantee you, within 72 hours, all rape would stop and all lying about it would stop too. I guarantee you that. Another thing I guarantee this. You gonna know within 3 weeks of you finding out you got a baby coming. You gonna know within 3 weeks what you gonna do with it. You gonna know within 3 weeks. Cause we not waiting. The only reason why I can see the unaliving of such a young life in the world is if it's a detriment to the woman's health or because of rape. Not because of your dumbass decision. Not because of your dumbass decision. And here's the thing. In the reality in which we live, it's time. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. It's time for women to start telling the truth. You wanted to have sex. All babies are not a result of some man's aggression towards getting your cho-cha. That is not how all babies get here on this planet. It's almost as if when a dude, look, this is what we say. He got her pregnant. Huh? He got her pregnant. This is what we do.
What was supposed to say?
They got pregnant. We can use pronouns when we want to. Can't we? That's what you done told me in the United States of America, we can use pronouns when we want to. Now we should start saying they got pregnant. And here's the thing on that too. Here's the thing on that too. This is what I'm tired of. I'm sick of. I told you motherfuckers this shit before. I am sick of. Oh, I've been stabbed. Come and help me. But I'm stabbing myself ass mentality. I'm sick of that shit. It's not fair that so many women in our lifetime have said that men ain't helping when it comes to, the splitting up of the family. It is sickening. Because some men don't help. Some of you motherfuckers is lazy and sorry. Some of you motherfuckers don't help. But in statistics, it has shown that over 81% of the time, the one that you dog the most out of all the men is there raising their kids and helping with their kids as best they can in some type of capacity. 81% of the time, ladies. But here is the kicker to this shit. You know what I don't ever see? For all of you, oh my God, he doesn't help. I don't get child support. I don't get no money. It's always about money, ain't it? Then I'm going to get some of y'all coming. No, it ain't about money. It's about the kids. It's about the time. It's about this, that, or the other. Okay. Well, if it's hollering and screaming about 50-50 time, if it's so goddamn hard raising these motherfucking kids, if it's such a goddamn task, why ain't millions of women banging down the courthouse steps hollering, I want 50-50 time? See? And it's going to be silent. And I'm going to ask it again. A lot more to raise the kids than this, that, or the other. It take more than this. Okay, since you know so goddamn much, and it's so goddamn hard, and you can't stand the fact that you done had to do it all by yourself, cause, well, why the fuck didn't you run down to the courthouse and yell at that judge and say, I can't do this by myself. I don't want money. I need 50-50 time. I need him to have these kids 1 week and I have them another week. Or I have them for 6 months and he have them for 6 months. Why ain't y'all hollering for 50-50 time? Because we all know the other way, the way that it has been, like it was told to me, ain't worked. We have seen results from that shit. Yeah, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. The anomaly in that situation are the children who actually become something in life or become productive citizens in life. Those are the anomalies in this situation. They are not a commonality in that situation. This is facts in the United States of America. The standard of which family courts are proud to separate families into on a day-to-day goddamn basis does not work. Do you know the majority of the motherfuckers that fill the prisons today for any type of crime, murder to simple theft to snorting some goddamn dope? You know where most of them motherfuckers come from? Single parent households. Whether it was caused by the court or by somebody the fuck else. And we already know this too, ladies, that over 85% of the time, it is you who are responsible for splitting up with these motherfuckers. And then let's go right on back to Roe versus Wade. Then you get mad when somebody tell you, well, you're going to have to be responsible for your shit then. We can't keep doing this goddamn dumbass shit. And trying to make some type of sense of it. Ignorance is on fucking purpose. At some point, you're going to have to recognize that shit. And I don't like ignorant shit. Or somehow, in some way, by now, we should have already had a lot of this shit established. We should have been done had this established. If you are using infanticide for fucking birth control, you should be kicked off the fucking map. Outside of that, you should be held fully responsible for your chocha. And by now, we should have been done had some kind of goddamn rule put in the United States of America, across the states, federally. Bitch, you get caught taking chocha. Not grabbing it, just taking it. If you get caught taking chocha, your dick should get cut off. Why hasn't that been a rule in the United States of America? If as many serial rapists as we done had in this motherfucker, and some of you motherfuckers out there was serial rapists, and none of these bitches ever told on you. And you motherfuckers know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. And you bitches out there that protected them motherfuckers should be ashamed of yourself. You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about out there, goddammit. Somehow, some way, by now in the United States of America, ignorance has to be fucking eradicated in this motherfucker. And we can't keep doing the same stupid ass shit. We catch another serial rapist, his dick got cut off. Setting precedent. And then the rest of you motherfuckers out here snatching pussy like this, we gonna cut your dick off. Bitch, but if you get caught lying about it, oh, he raped me. Oh, he did? That's what he did? That's what he did? And we gonna go back 50 years on this shit too. Every one of y'all gonna go back and get in trouble for lying on somebody for raping your ass. Why have we not fixed this shit by now? Why ain't nobody asking no questions? You get caught stealing some shit, you should have to pay that shit back. You should have to return the exact same shit that you stole and pay it back in full value for what it is. So if you stole some shit that was worth $1 million, you should return that shit back. If your ass get caught, fingerprints, all that shit, you should have to return that shit back, and you should have to pay the equivalent in value back to that person, because you ain't had no business taking that shit in the first place. I don't give a shit what it is. This is why I keep trying to tell y'all we need to cut off rapists' dicks. I firmly believe that shit. But another thing that you can't do to me, you can't tell me what the fuck I see. If I see a duck, bitch, it's a duck. It's a woman, and you can't tell me what the fuck I see. You might fool me. You might fool me. But when I find out, you can't get mad at me for calling you what the fuck it is. Shut the fuck up. We are arguing about dumbass shit, and we need to be getting some serious shit the fuck straight from the jump. What should be standard in family courts across America is 50 fucking 50, especially if you two motherfuckers live within 10-mile radius of each other. That means that man should be able to go get his kid from your goddamn house, take him to his goddamn house for whether it's a week, 2 weeks out of the month, whether it's a whole month, and you take them the next month. I don't give a damn, but in the year, it need to have been shown that it was 50 motherfucking 50. These children need both of us. Because feelings, and start using some goddamn common sense and shit. Shit, Solomon made 2 bitches straighten up quick. You know how he did it? Both of them came to him and said, this right here is my baby. This right here is my baby. One of them was lying and the other one was telling the truth. He said, okay, I'll tell you what. We're going to cut the baby in half. Just cut the baby in half. One of them said, no, just let her have it. And Solomon said, the one that said let her have it, give the baby to that motherfucker. That's the mama. Because only a mama would tell you to let somebody else raise their baby in order not to harm it. See, it's common goddamn sense. You knew that shit before the goddamn story even ended. It wasn't because you heard it 1,000,001 times. It's because it's common goddamn sense. And this is the Great Spirit. Common sense. You fuckers think that you're going to find them in some book somewhere. Common sense so ungoddamn common, you done fucking denounce the Great Spirit himself and you don't even understand why you done it. It ain't hard to tell that if you put your goddamn hand in a box full of 10,000 motherfucking snakes, that the possibility of getting bit is great. But you could read a book and it'll tell you, you can put your hand in there and never get bit. Well, which one you gonna try? Silly, man. Just silly. We sit up and we allow this dumbass shit to go on in front of our fucking faces, and we just don't do anything about it. We don't do anything about it. Not a fucking thing do we do about it. We could have been unsolved a whole hell of a lot of shit. Even in our own communities, with our own goddamn justice. Okay, if the goddamn federal goddamn government don't want to cut dicks off for raping, then we cut it off in the neighborhood. You just can't cut the dick. Yes, you can. Yes, they can. Because that is the equivalent of what they are doing to these young women. Or women in general. I don't give a damn. Old or young. You're destroying them. Because you can't control your dick. Well, cut it off. Shit. But goddamn it, if you caught lying. If you caught lying about it. Only. And this is, I don't give a shit. It may be sexist. I don't give a shit. I don't want to cut off nothing on damn woman. But if you caught lying about rape, you should serve 60 years in prison. I'm going to keep saying it. You should serve 60 fucking years for lying. In a right and just world, with those 2 rules in place, the whole fucking sex shit would, all of the fucking dumb shit, a lot of the dumb shit would stop tomorrow. Tell me how I'm lying. I bet you stop rape. Guarantee. Tomorrow. So how come they ain't passed no goddamn law like that? And if that makes sense to you, then this one should make sense to you too. If they can pass laws to keep the alphabet crew safe and the Asians safe and whoever else they want to safe and send money to whoever they want to in a matter of a month and a half. If they can change the rules to keep all of them protected, how come ain't nobody got nobody protected on no black folk? Or is it that they do? Our dumbasses is just fucking up ourselves. I told you how to beat it though. But I'm going to figure out a plan on this insurance shit. I'm going to figure out a plan. And when I do, hell hath no fury. Shout out to the Blackbirds. Shout out to XO and 9 and Jason Infinity, Re-Up, Tri-Coastal motherfucking Radio, Dean Manuscript, and my sister, Kitty Pink, and her radio show. Shout out to all of us. Black, red, yellow, black, and white. Y'all be good.
Go find it. What you do? Take a commercial break?
Yeah, I told you I had to stop, man. I ended the damn podcast.
Father.
Yeah.
Do you have plans?
I ended it.